Hello, welcome to Ashton's Rants. This is episode 9, and today I'm going to talk about how you were only young once. And stay tuned, people that are a little older, such as myself, because there's a little nugget for you as well. Maybe a little nugget or two. So young people have this tendency, and I was guilty of this myself when I was once young, that they believe that being youthful or young is a part of who they are, as if it will always be like that. And myself and my bald head are here to tell you that unfortunately that's not the case. In fact, it's weird because I've been working at this for so long now in my studio for over 20 years now that I've actually worked with people that were teenagers at one point and are now into their 30s. The reason I say that is you want to use that youthful energy you have to focus completely on your goals and try and get to where you want to go. Also, the industry usually caters to younger people anyway, so you're right tapped into what's happening in a way that an older person can't be, and you got to take advantage of that. I remember hearing many years ago that if you reach your 30s and you haven't started your career or kind of on your way towards your career, that you probably never will. And it does make sense that as you get older, it's harder and harder to break out of that life you created for yourself. You have more financial commitments, you have less time, and it's just harder to kind of get things going than when you're young. So again, another reason to just stay focused, don't waste your time, and really go for your goals when you can. And for those that are a little older, such as myself, it used to be when I was coming up 20 years ago that they used to say that, once you reach 25, that you probably should just give up, that it wasn't going to happen. And that was kind of more under when we were under a big label system, and that was pretty much your only way to get going. But nowadays, with the industry the way it is, and especially with Spotify, a lot of times people don't even really care about the artists that they listen to. In fact, there's some music that I listen to, I wouldn't say daily, but often, and on the playlist that I've created, I don't even know who the artists are. I don't even know the names. I don't know anything. It's like at some point I heard a track, I really liked it, I just threw it on a playlist, and I listened to it. So age seems to be a little less important. Plus, the industry is such that you have to prove your worth and show that you have a fan base and that you're making money before most people are going to be interested in you anyway. So it's up to you whether you can do that, and it's less important about certain attributes, looks, age, that kind of stuff is not as important. It still probably is important in some people's eyes, but it is less important now than what it used to be in the past. And I would say rightfully so. Also, to people that are a little older, I'm just going to share a little story from my own personal experience. I think just in my late 20s, I had some things not go so great in my mid 20s, and I was heading into my late 20s, and I had my son to think about that I was raising, and I just felt really, really old and really, really out of touch. And especially I was working with a lot of younger people at the time that, whether they were doing it on purpose or not, probably not, but they were kind of making me feel like that as well. And I just felt really, really disconnected from my dreams. And I just thought, this is just not going to happen. And a few years later, I started hooking up with some EDM artists, and we started doing some really, really great stuff. And I would say from 35 till now, I'm going to be 44 soon. This has probably been the best time of my career. And if someone had told me when I was 30 that that was going to be the case, I just wouldn't have believed them. I would have hoped that they were right, but I wouldn't have believed them. So you never know. Careers always have ebbs and flows. There's good times and there's bad times, especially in music. And you really have to kind of keep going no matter what's going on, and just try and do your best work and just hope for the best, that something good is coming around the corner. So as a recap and to reiterate, for those people that are younger, don't assume that you're going to be young forever. Eventually, you're going to start slowly feeling out of touch. So use those youthful years, that youthful energy that you have when you're tapped right into what the industry is pumping out. Use that to really, really try and get where you're going and work really hard. And for those people that are a little older, use your experience, use the resources, financial and otherwise, that you have that you probably didn't when you were younger. And don't give up, and just try and find that formula that works for you to get you to where you want to go.